Welcome back over to Sajada's room. So today's video is going to be a very highly requested video. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you already know that I work out like 6 times a week and I have lost like a ton of weight, probably like over 40 pounds, and I've done it all from the comfort of my home. And a lot of you guys had questions about it, and like I said, this was a really highly anticipated video. So today I'm just going to share with you guys some of my tips, my experience, and basically how I was able to reach a lot of my body goals just from being home. Now obviously, if you guys are new here, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you give me a very big thumbs up before we get started, okay? So I have some key points that I jotted down just so I make sure I don't go off track. So the first thing that I wanted to start off with is why I started my weight loss journey. Obviously, throughout the pandemic and being on quarantine and working from home just like everybody else, I had gotten to a point where I was just eating, eating comfort foods. I had gained so much weight, and I have been gaining weight consistently over the years, but this time, like, none of my clothes was fitting. I was able to tell it in my face. I didn't really like the way I looked. I was uncomfortable taking pictures. At the time, I didn't have a scale, right? But I just knew that something was up because literally it was like almost everything that I was eating was bothering my stomach. I was bloated all the time, rarely going to the bathroom. Like, as far as like bowel movements, like I was rarely going to the bathroom. Like, my body just wasn't feeling good, so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna have to get it together. I had went through a period in like 2020 where I was extremely like depressed. I had anxiety issues. Like, between 2019 2020, I had like a lot of issues. As I just told you guys, I was gaining weight gradually over the years, and a lot of my issues that I was going through mentally was starting to reflect on me physically. So around February, gyms was still pretty closed, I think, I'm not too sure, of last year. I did have a membership with Planet Fitness, and I just wasn't comfortable going to the gym. Like, it doesn't matter to me how much you say you sanitize and people wearing their masks. People are dirty. When you're at the gym, you're working out, you're sweating. So the gym was just the last place that I wanted to be in the middle of a pandemic. So I came across like a couple of workouts on YouTube, and one of the first YouTube pages that I came across was Mr. London. I had came across his Fupa challenge video. He does a lot of work at home videos, or you can go outside, whatever you choose, So I started giving that a try, and then also once springtime, stuff like that came around and the weather got a little warmer, I was going for walks outside. I was probably walking for maybe about like 20-25 minutes, going up in hills and stuff like that, and eventually I started incorporated running. Again, even though it wasn't inside, I was still around the comfort of my home, so I was okay with that. Now, we all know weight loss doesn't come like that. It's a work in progress, and unfortunately, I just wasn't seeing the results that I wanted, so I kind of felt like I was doing something wrong, and I was. So even though I was working out from home or I was going outside, my eating habits still wasn't up to par. Yes, I was eating a lot of salmon, I was eating a lot of veggies, I was eating a lot of fruit, but my body wasn't able to consume the amount of veggies and fruit that I was eating. At some point, I honestly thought that maybe I had IBS or like some type of digestive system issue, because colon cancer does run on my mom's side of the family. So I started to get worried because I'm like, I'm not going to the bathroom, I'm constantly bloated, I'm fatigued. It's very weird how a woman's body functions. A lot of the symptoms that we experience on a regular basis could be symptoms for other stuff as well. So I started getting worried, so I started doing my research. That's another thing. I started doing my research on the foods that I was mostly eating, and obviously when it comes to vegetables, green vegetables and fruits, as healthy as they are for you, they cause a lot of water weight, they cause a lot of bloating. So once I started to cut down on that, tied in with working out, I started to see progress a lot faster than I was before. So I knew that I was making the necessary steps to get to where I needed to be, and I knew that I was doing a good job at it. Now, obviously, eating fish and eating fruits and eating vegetables is the typical way to go. Like, if you look up healthy foods, you see a lot of stuff like that. But for my body, I can eat it, but I just can't eat it in the amounts that I was. So even to this day, I have to eat it in certain portions. That way I don't feel feel it afterwards, if that makes any sense. So once I changed my diet again, I started to see a lot of progress with my weight loss, and I started to see a little bit of difference. I was dropping some weight, I was losing some inches, but it still wasn't going as fast as I wanted it to, because I'm like, okay, I'm working out like 5 times a week. Like, why isn't my body shedding off this weight? Like, what am I doing wrong? So once I started questioning myself again, I realized I'm like, okay, I'm not really doing cardio as much. Like, yes, I'm getting my heart rate up, but I'm not allowing it to stay up or stay at a certain point to where I'm burning enough calories to lose the weight that I wanted to lose. So what's crazy about that is YouTube had randomly recommended Grow with Jo, and Grow with Jo does a lot of workouts from the comfort of your home. She had a baby, so a lot of her content is based around what works for you at a certain time of day. Obviously for like single mothers, or even if you're not a single mom, you work from home, whatever the situation may be, her YouTube channel is literally based around that. So the first video that was recommended to me was her 3-mile lower belly indoor walk, and I'm like, okay. And it was like an hour long, and I tried it, and ever since I tried that one video, I was hooked. You guys know I ask you all the time on my Instagram, who worked out today? Who worked out today? I work out from home, you guys, and I feel like I have been telling you guys that working out from home is probably one of the best things ever. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, but girl, like, you're in the comfort of your home, so how do you get motivated to do it? I honestly feel like it's a mental standpoint. Working out isn't only what you eat, it isn't only how many times you go to the gym or anything like that. It's literally a life change. It's a journey. One of the main reasons why I love to say that it's a journey is because you are constantly going to be working towards something. Your weight goes up and down. One week I may shed 5 pounds, then the next week I gained another 2 pounds, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're always going to be working towards something. Our bodies can only do so much, and I honestly feel like the best way to reach your goals is to listen to your body. The indoor workouts was helping me because I was comfortable. You know, like, a lot of people aren't comfortable going to the gym, or, you know, you don't have a gym membership, or maybe you just don't want to go alone. I am comfortable at home, so it's easy for me to wake up in the morning or sometime throughout the day and make time for myself to work out, whether it is 30, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. It's a mindset thing. You have to want to be healthy. You have to want to feel comfortable in your own skin. I don't recommend looking at someone else and looking at their body type and being like, that's the body that I want, and you're constantly aiming to look just like that. It's not reality. It doesn't work that way. Everybody's body is different, and a lot of times it's genetics. Now, ever since I have changed my diet, ever since I have made a routine for myself to work out 5 to 6 times a week, the minimum amount that I would work out is about like 45 minutes. But ever since I have made those necessary changes and I stayed consistent, that's another thing. You have to stay consistent, and you have to be patient. I go to the bathroom regularly. Not that you guys needed to hear that, but like I said earlier, I was having a lot of issues with that. Now I go to the bathroom regularly. I'm not bloated unless I'm on my period, which is normal. I'm not heavily fatigued anymore, except the fact now that it's winter time and I'm anemic, so my vitamin D is pretty low. But overall, I've just noticed a change in my body, and that is what keeps me going, because I just feel so much better. I'm so freaking proud of myself, because I look at pictures and I look at videos of how I was last year compared to now, and it's like, wow, I really did that. Like, the fact that I just feel better physically, I like the way I look better physically, I'm more comfortable with myself physically, is what pushes me to constantly work out 5 to 6 times a week, keep my routine going, and just keep pushing and remaining consistent, because I don't want to fall back into how I used to feel about how I used to look before, if that makes any sense. So right now I am currently 132 pounds. My waist size has shrunken down to 25 inches. My hip area is around 38 inches. I got a little booty. My boobs, oh my god, that's another thing. I had a breast reduction done in like 2018. I still had weight to me, so it wasn't terrible, but now that I lost all that weight, my boobs are tiny. Like, I feel like I have like Rihanna titties. But around my chest is about 32 inches, I believe. I actually need to go get resized for bras. My waist, I feel like before I had lost my weight, it was probably like in the 30s somewhere, and then around my hips was definitely in the 40s somewhere. So I was a little thickums, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being thick or anything like that, being a little chubby, having a little stomach, having thicker thighs, having a bigger butt. There's nothing wrong with that. It all just depends on what you are comfortable with. That's another piece of advice that I want to give you guys. Please do not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare your body types to other people. At that point, you're just aiming to look like somebody else. You should want to work out and eat healthy and feel better and look good for you. That's the most important part, because I promise you, that's what's going to keep you going. I was over 170, so I had lost about over 40 pounds now. It's crazy to me that I had that much to lose, but now that I look back at my old pictures and videos, it's just like, yeah. Some people had questions about like what I eat and stuff like that. For the most part, as far as meat wise, I had been cut red meat out of my diet. It's very rare if I eat a steak. I don't drink juice. If I drink juice, it's orange juice and apple juice. I've been that way for a very long time. I don't drink soda. Soda has been cut out of my diet for years. I eat a lot of tilapia. As of lately, I have been getting into eating a lot more brown rice to help fill me up. I do eat a lot of gluten-free oats because that's another thing that I realized about my body is that my body is very sensitive to gluten. I try to stay away from carbs, but obviously, you know, when those cravings come in, sometimes I crave that. I do have a sugar tooth. Sometimes I crave a lot of sugar still. Even yesterday, I was craving a lot of sugar, so I just went out and bought some fruit. Again, I just ate it in, you know, a small portion. That way it didn't really affect me too much afterwards as far as the bloating and stuff. To be honest with you, that's mostly what I eat. I do eat gluten-free oatmeal from time to time, egg whites, turkey bacon, turkey sausage, and if I do eat meat, it's mostly chicken breast, and I prefer to bake it. But I'm still trying to get my eating habits under control. I have the worst eating habits ever. I don't have an issue with eating healthy. That's not my problem. My problem is sticking to a schedule. I will go all day without eating and still work out like a dog. So I got to get that under control because obviously that's not healthy. And also, if your body is too tired or if it doesn't have anything to run off of, your body's not going to want to burn any fat. So that's another thing. Someone had also asked like what I do to stay toned. Being that I've lost so much weight, I started to incorporate a lot of weights into my workout now. Grow with Joe has workout with weights. Mr. London has workouts with his elastic bands, which I do have as well. Oh, another good workout channel that I forgot to mention to you guys is And8 Fitness. One way that I love to do cardio is dance cardio because it doesn't feel like you're working out and it's a lot of fun to do. I discovered And8 Fitness on YouTube, so that's another YouTube channel that you guys can check out. And trust me, you're gonna burn a lot and you sweat a lot. Lastly, I just want to leave this off with how I stay motivated, and as I mentioned before, it's just as simple as wanting to remain healthy. I just feel a lot better physically. That's what keeps pushing me. That's what motivates me. I love the way my body looks in certain clothes now. Of course, I'm always going to look at myself and feel like I could work on this a little bit more, I could do this a little bit more. As far as staying motivated, is literally just focusing on yourself, because at the end of the day, your body's getting older and it's best to start getting into good habits now. That way you can live a nice, healthy, long life. I also did forget to mention that I was doing like some supplements, so I do use a pre-workout. I will list the one that I use in the description box down below. It is gluten-free and it is beginner friendly. I did my research before I even purchased that one. I do have Slim Fast. I normally use Slim Fast as a meal replacement because, like I said, I have a really bad issue with not eating all day, so just to get something in my system as far as vitamins and stuff and protein, I will use Slim Fast. Another thing that I use is a waist trimmer, waist trainer, whatever you want to call it. I do want to let you guys know to not fully rely on stuff like that. That doesn't burn the fat. It just helps to shape your body. So don't wear a waist trainer 8 hours a day and not eat and think that you're doing something. That's actually really bad for you. Another suggestion that I have is, again, just get into that mindset of what you want for yourself and your body would follow. Think about your schedule. Try to plan ahead of time as to what time is best for you to work out. If you only have 30 minutes that day to work out, then take the 30 minutes. If you only have 15 minutes to do a nice quick HIIT workout, take that 15 minutes. At least you're doing something. Give yourself a little bit more credit. Summer's right around the corner, so I wanted to hurry up and do this video for you guys because I know a lot of people right now are focusing on getting to their weight and body goals. Everything that I mentioned as far as the supplements that I use, my waist trimmer, and the YouTube channels that I follow, I will list that in the description box down below as well. The dumbbells that I have, I bought it on Amazon. Like, I literally created my own at-home atmosphere for me to go ahead and get my workout in, and I definitely recommend it. Like I said, if you're one of those people that's like, I don't know, I don't think I could do it at home, if you could go to the gym, if that's what works for you, then go to the gym. But to those people who unfortunately don't have time to go to the gym, you don't want to go to the gym, it's perfectly fine. You are still able to reach your body goals right in the comfort of your home. I hope I was able to answer everyone's questions. I hope that you guys found this somewhat helpful. I hope that I inspired you to start working on yourself. And again, it is a mental mindset. It's a journey. It's a whole entire lifestyle change. So take it one day day at a time. Do one thing at a time. Your results are not going to come by tomorrow. Be patient. Listen to your body, okay? But that'll basically be it for today. And like I said, if there's anything that I missed or something that you wanted me to talk about and I didn't, just go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than welcome to answer the question for you. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give me a very big thumbs up, okay? That would be it for today. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.